I learned the art of emotional regulation. That's when everything started to change. That when you love someone, you'll do whatever you can to make that love stay.
Point of your healing journey there, you describe your life in these three sort of sections, right? You've got I think it's the preteens,
yeah,
and then it's like the teen to 22, and then it's is it four, and then the 20s, and then the 30s, right?
Yeah.
The 20s phase, as I read through all the experiences on your sister's sofa, the LinkedIn stuff you'd done, felt a little bit like you were finding yourself a little bit.
Yeah, of course,
right?
yeah.
And then post 30s, it feels like the work really started to begin.
I mean, 30 is when everything started to change, because that's the moment I allowed myself to be vulnerable for the first time. I just thought I had it figured out. And what I realized is I knew nothing.
There were symptoms of an internal conflict that suggested 100%. To you that you didn't have it figured out.
Of course, yeah.
What were the symptoms of that?
I mean, getting in fistfights on a basketball court in a pickup game that's supposed to be fun. And reacting so much to someone jabbing me, in the ribs or smack talking me, talking bad, or just like talking trash, and being so reactive.
Explosive, like your father?
So explosive. Yeah, extremely explosive. Again, it was more of like, I didn't heal a lot of things from my childhood. It wasn't like one thing from my dad or the sexual abuse. It was kind of like the entire childhood. All the stories and all the examples that made me feel like I'm not lovable or I'm someone to be taken advantage of was still inside of me. And so it wasn't just one thing or one experience. It was all of it that was building a case for me to be reactive and explosive and feel like, the world was just out to get me or something. And when I learned the art of emotional regulation, that's when everything started to change. And I learned a part of that at 30 until 37. But in intimate relationships, I still hadn't learned how to fully love and honor my authentic power. I still gave in because I deeply wanted people to like me. I deeply wanted the person that I was giving my heart to love and accept me. And yet I was choosing people based on a wound still from my parents, from my mom, giving in, from my mom not feeling probably loved and accepted, and kind of repeating that pattern of her with my dad. I was finding partners like that. And I was taking on the mother role, like kind of what my mom was taking on. And I was giving in. I watched her give in over and over and over to my dad and never stand up for who she truly was. This is all unconscious. It wasn't until about a year ago when I started to learn this and process it. So I was choosing partners that after a period of time, they would get upset at me over and over of lots of different things. They just weren't happy with who I was, or the actions or decisions or things I did in my business or whatever it was that made them feel like they were insecure or something.
Same.
And so I would say, okay, I'll change this to make you happy. Okay, you don't like me doing this? Okay, I'll stop doing this. Okay, you don't like me salsa dancing, you don't like me traveling, you don't like me speaking, you don't like me doing, okay, like whatever's gonna make you happy, because there was love there. And I thought that when you love someone, you'll do whatever you can to make that love stay, to make it last. And so I would give and give and give up who I was in order to create peace and love. And what I was doing was creating incredible pain, resentment, and anger and frustration within inside of me, of the person, of the relationship, and of myself.
Because you were abandoning yourself.
Abandoning myself over and over again. And I didn't know how to say no and how to be around someone who was unhappy with me in intimacy. I could do this in business and friends, but in intimacy, when there was love, I didn't know how to say no. And so I just gave in to create peace. And what I realized is that, I was looking to buy peace by abandoning myself, but you can't buy peace. We must be peace. And if someone is okay with that, great. And if they're not, then maybe you're not in alignment, and that's okay. But I was not willing to let go of the feeling of love. It was a false love. It wasn't authentic love, because authentic love is accepting the person for who they are and them accepting you for who you are. It's not trying to change the person. If you're trying to change someone, you shouldn't be with them. We should be elevating each other to grow. But if there are fundamental things about you that I don't like, and I'm trying to change you, why am I in a relationship with you? Go find someone that you don't need to change, and vice versa. And so my girlfriend, Martha, I was like, listen, we started dating, and I'd done months of this healing work and finally started the process and feel this inner peace. I said, listen, I'm going to be 100% authentic to who I am. I'm going to obnoxiously be myself around you. And I'm letting you know, I want to be so obnoxiously myself that I hope you run away. I hope you run away because I'm never going to change. I'm not going to change for you or anyone else. I'm going to evolve. I'm going to constantly improve, grow. I want you to be willing to give me feedback, but I'm not going to change of something you're unhappy about me. Here are my values. Here's my vision. Here's my lifestyle. This is what I'm going to be doing. I'm not going to change this stuff. Just letting you know. And it's been a beautiful journey because it's amazing to see what it's like having authentic trust and someone receiving you for 100% who you are and feeling like I can be myself. I've never felt this until now. It's beautiful.